Welcome back. Thank you for joining me on part three of Men Are Not the Prize. Okay, today we are covering verses 13, 14, and 15 of Proverbs 31. Okay, so we are talking about the virtuous woman, and contrary to popular societal beliefs that men are the prize, we are here to spread the truth. Okay? That the Proverbs 31 woman is the prize. Okay? The woman is the prize. Okay? Not the men. Not to take away from men. Okay? We're not saying that men are not valuable, that they are not worthy. However, um, what the world has done. We are here to spread the truth and get out the proper information so that we can move forward in the way that God created things to be and not the way that the world perceives things to be. Okay? So, verse 13 it says, She seeketh wool and flax and worketh willingly with her hands. Already, this woman is a working woman. She is not lazy, okay? This woman is far from lazy. If you watched parts 1 and 2, you see that this woman, she's already like, we've already cleared, we down in verse 13 now, so we've already cleared a lot of things up about this virtuous Proverbs 31 woman. So we're just, the more that these verses, the more we read them, we started to realize like, okay, this woman, she doing a lot, and that's what you're gonna see when we do this part three. This woman, she busy, okay? She doing things that some women out here nowadays, they is not doing it. All right, so she's not lazy, she's intentional. Flax was used to make linen. Okay, so when it says that she seeketh wool and flax, that's what she's going out here and doing with this flax. It's used to make linen. It's for clothing. um, Linen is valued for its coolness. So she's seeking out a particular type of material to keep her family nice and cool during the springtime and during the summertime. So, this linen is used to keep her family nice and cool, okay? She's not putting anything hot on them in the summertime. And the same thing when it says when she seeketh the wool. The wool is going to be used to keep her family warm during the fall and winter months. Okay, wool came from sheep. It symbolizes warmth and protection. Okay, so she's already thinking ahead of time for her family, what's going to keep them warm. She's intentional about the material um, that she's picking out for her kids and her husband. Selecting these materials reflects her discernment and wisdom. These are qualities of a virtuous woman. She does provide for the home and contribute. So I don't know where my voice is going. On top of that, the video is trying to die. So we're going to get this message out. I'm going to get this message out with my voice. um, so, contrary to what like people will say nowadays, like you'll hear sometimes me say, "Oh, what do you bring to the table?" It's sad that when certain men say stuff like that, not all men, but you can just tell, like, when men sometimes ask you that type of question to challenge you about what you bring to the home, but these sometimes are the same men out here that will realize later on, like, even in that moment, sometimes they just be in the way that they are toxic and petty and unappreciative. They know what you bring to the table. They know what you bring. A good man knows too. Even a bad man, they know to some extent to what you bring to the table, because when you're a virtuous woman and you're doing these things, like some women, most women, especially if you're watching this channel, it's not even really a necessity to even over explain this, because we sometimes go above and beyond even for the worst men. And We are paying attention to the type of deodorant that you need. If you're running low, we'll go out and get you socks, underwear, t-shirts. So for some of us, this virtuous woman, it doesn't even need to be explained. However, but for some of us, we don't even think to the great detail that, what this virtuous woman is doing, and then how to implement that and bring this into your new relationship so you can have a healthy relationship, and so you can be better at what you are already gifted in. Because I know that I'm this type of woman. But when I read these verses, I'm like, oh, this is how you can enhance that, because this helps you take it to the next level, right? So when you look at this virtuous woman, she's considered down to the the type of material to keep her family warm. She didn't just go pick out anything. She's very intentional with the material that she's picking out for her family so they can be warm in the wintertime and cool in the summertime. Amen. She doesn't have idle hands. So this woman is working. She not just sitting around looking cute, like she hair done, nails done, everything, did hair. Like, she's like, oh yeah, I look cute. But then after she looked cute, right, she went ahead and make sure everybody else is still good. I know sometimes as women, we always do that. We always good at looking out for everybody around us. And sometimes we don't take care of ourselves. So that's another reason why I created MH4P, is because if you struggle with taking care of yourself, this is a way to take care of yourself. Keep watching videos like this so you can be that virtuous 31, Proverbs 31 woman, and to enhance your life and to better your life. And it's going to make not only you better, but it'll help you with your future relationships. Amen. All right. So she doesn't have idle hands. And it tells us in the Bible, the work we do, we should do it unto the Lord. You should read Proverbs chapter 6, verses 6 through 11 about being lazy and slothful. Because being a housewife is a godly, respectable duty. It's a service of love for everyone. Okay? So when you say that you want to be a housewife, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not just sitting around twiddling your thumbs all day, right? You're still in service. You're still in service to the people in your home, to everyone around you, still to your community, and still to the people in your home. Amen. So she is like, it says in verse 14, she is like a merchant ship. She bringeth her food from afar. And why is this important? Not only is she resourceful, but she brings variety to her home. So it made me think that sometimes, even when I go out to the stores, do I shop only at the same places like Publix or Food Line, Kroger, wherever you at? You don't shop, or do you? Ask yourself, like, do I always shop at the same stores, or do I spice it up? Go and pick up stuff from Trader Joe's, or go to Whole Foods, or bring something new into my house so that people can try a little something different. Or do you just bring the same thing over into the house? It's a good thing to bring variety into the home so it's not boring, keep it interesting. You know what I mean, ladies? Keep it interesting. You're not boring. I like that. She proactively seeks out the best for her family. Merchant ships were a major source and means to attain interesting and valuable products and goods. How cool is that? Mama's always bringing home something new, okay? Like I said, never boring. Never boring. In verse 15, she riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household and a portion to her maidens. This lady is not only looking out for her family and herself, like I said, her community and the people that work for her. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have people that are working underneath you, for you, in your home, around you, whatever the case may be, it's virtuous, it is wise, it is proactive, it is it's an exception. It shows your character. Yeah, it shows your character about the type of person you are when you not only provide for the people in your home, but the people who work with you, for you. Amen. She is a giving woman. It is not about take with her. Okay. She cares for the people working for her. In Psalms 119 and 62, it says, "At midnight I will rise to give thanks unto thee because of thy righteous judgments." And then I wrote down, "These are the things a virtuous woman does in the night, early morning hours." Okay, so this lady is up preparing for her home in the middle of the night, early into the hours. She's already working in the home while everybody is still sleeping. This lady is up working. Okay, these are the things a virtuous woman does in the night and early morning hours. She is caring over her home in the midnight hours while everyone is sleeping before they wake. She is not scrolling on TikTok. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, she is not up scrolling on TikTok. Okay, and I wrote that down because I know that's me. Sometimes I'll be up in the middle of the night scrolling. Okay, scrolling on TikTok, doom scrolling as they like to say. Don't get me started. Okay, but she's preparing her home, starting the day early with prayer, Bible study. Working early ensures the day's necessities are met, which provides structure and sets the tone in the home for the day. It helps avoid feeling overwhelmed throughout the day. Okay, so being conscientious and aware what's going to help your home, what's going to move things forward in the best and smoothest way possible when everybody gets up and starts getting busy, that they're not scrambling around wondering where this at, where this at, where that. Mama's already been up way before everybody else and taking care of all of that, prayers and all, covered you and everything while you were still sleeping. So when you woke up in the morning, rubbing the crust out your eye, brushing your teeth, you looking up like, oh man, like my stuff is already together. Everything's already taken care of and put up in certain place and prepared in a certain way for me to be able to make things easier. So when I get up, I'm not scrambling around, wondering where things are set. She's already set it up ahead of time. There's a word that it's like pre-staging. Yes, pre-staged. She pre-staged everything to go. Breakfast is already out. It's already been made, sitting out on the counter. Shoes are already at the door. Outfits already picked out. If you didn't already do that stuff before you went out, coats are already set out. Everything is already put up in a certain way to make it just where it's easy, grab and go. You don't have to think about it. Okay, Mama's already did that. Wifey already did that. She set her husband's stuff up to where he's good to go. When he gets up and he's not looking and scrambling around, where my shaving cream at? Where this at? Where this at? Bay's already taking care of that. Wifey already did that. She set up herself. You know what I'm saying? She's good to go. This highlights the virtuous woman's exceptional character. She is wise, industrious, organized, proactive, and diligent. She is spiritually proactive. By seeking God early rather than reactive is better. And I'm going to close with this. In Proverbs 8 and 17, it says, I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me. Okay? So this was another short one. Next week, I'll try to get more verses in because I thought this one was going to be a little bit longer, but I covered this pretty quickly. So thank you for joining me for another video on part 3 about why men are not the prize. And I'll see you next week for part 4. Take care.